Greetings to everybody. Now we come to stanza number 126, and we're going through the 8th chapter of Bodhicharyavatara, which is on meditation, and at the time we are going through the meditation on compassion, and that also exchanging the problems and difficulties of others, taking that on ourselves and exchanging with our own comfort and well-being, and the benefit of that, to consider how wonderful and good that is, not only for others. If I do something that is very, helpful and beneficial to others, of course, it will be good for the others. But that will be good for me also in the long run, and actually better than doing something only trying to benefit myself, or only what I see at this moment as something that is more kind of enjoyable, or kind of some gain for my own benefit, but eventually it will be opposite. So for that we talked about from many different points of view, and now we are talking about the karmic results from the karmic results point of view. So here it says 126, if to serve myself I harm another, I will suffer later in the realms of hell. But if for others' sake I harm myself, then every excellence will be my heritage. Usually what we do, in order to get something for myself, or something that I feel would be good for me at this moment, we do lots of things that would harm others. We torture them, we steal from them, we rob from them, we discredit them, we pull down, we obstruct them from getting what they want because I want it, and think that that's good for me. But if you look a little bit deeper and a little bit long term, that will give a very negative karmic result. So therefore, the more I do harmful things to others, the more I will myself suffer in my future, whether in this life or in next lives or next lives. I could even go to hell because I did something really harmful to people, or to lots of people. But in the same way, if I do very good things, if I did helpful things to others, and then in the process, if I, sacrifice something, or if I happen to, do something not so good or a little bit harmful to myself, that will bring, as a result, as a karmic result, that will bring excellence. That will bring lots of good results, positive karma in the future. So therefore, the good things, the good karmic result that I will reap in the future would be so many times more positive and more good than the little, harm or negative things that I suffer now. So therefore, it's good to do that. 127. Wanting what is best for me, stupidity inferiority, and lower realms result. Let this be changed, applied to others. Honors and the realms of bliss will come. So if I say, I need the best thing, I want the best thing, and others should have the not so good things. If that is my motivation, and with that intention, if I work, then as a result, as a karmic result, I will become more stupid, I will become more inferior, and I will even could be born into lower realms, like hell realm, hungry ghost, and many other more lower, negative, and more lives that has much more suffering, less independence, less freedom, and things like that. But if I do the other way, if I want the very good thing, the very best for the others, then it will be changed, and I'll get more honor, more blessing, more bliss in the future, whether it's later in this life or in my future lifetimes. 128. Enslaving others, forcing them to serve me, I will come to know the state of servitude. But if I labor for the good of others, mastery and leadership will come to me. If I force others to serve me, if I make people my servants or my slaves, or I do atrocities on others, that will bring the situation will change in the next life or later on, that I will become like that. I will have to suffer the slavery. I will have to suffer that kind of negative results. But if I do the other way, if I give respect to others, if I treat others very well, and if I, give whatever, positive things to others, so that is what I will get. I will become, masters, I will become powerful, I will become leaders, and things like that. So therefore, that is the karmic result. So therefore, we should try to be, to understand that doing something good for others, even at the expense of my own, loss, is eventually the best thing for myself. So I will read the Tibetan. Da shiri yenla nushi na nyala sopa donja. Yen shiri dola nushi na pusum sopa topa. Pusum sopa tamchi top. Nonyu towa dopa te ngendo lembarja. Tenye yenla poshi na dendro rendo toparinja. If I just want something high or something, very kind of better than others, then I will suffer the same thing. And if I wish others to become better and get something wonderful and things like that, and that will result my own having very good time and very high positions and honor and leadership, Doki tende yenko na tela sopa nyuwanja, yenji tende do shena jepe nyuso nyuwanja. So that's the karmic result. So therefore, in a nutshell, this is the conclusion. Jiten dewa chenye pa tekun yenden duelejo, jiten dungal chenye pa tekun doten duelejo. Therefore, all the good things, all the happiness and bliss and positive things that I get is because I wanted, I wished, I had the intention to have good things for others. My motivation was to help others, that others would have very good things. The more I have that motivation, the more good I will myself will enjoy. So all the problems and negative things that I get, that is coming from only wanting good things for myself, only wanting pleasure and well-being for myself. So this is 129 stanza. All the joy the world contains has come through wishing happiness for others. All the misery the world contains has come through wanting pleasure for oneself. If I wish good things for others, for everybody, and then I work for that, that will bring good for people around me and everybody else, but that will also bring good for me. We can see a little bit, the more I do good things for others, I will be more, respected, I will be more loved, I will be more appreciated, and so therefore, I will have more positive things. And even if people don't appreciate, I will have, I will feel that I have done something positive. I have done nothing wrong, nothing negative, nothing harmful. So therefore, I would have lots of mental peace and mental satisfaction. And if you look at the karmic results, then, as already mentioned, the more you do good things or you have good intentions for everybody, that much positive karma I will accumulate, and so therefore I will be better off myself in the future. So that's the conclusion. So when I understand this deeply, then when I am compassionate or when I wish well for others and when I even sacrifice my own certain pleasures and certain, certain gains or certain, things for the welfare of others, I don't have to feel bad. And on top of that, actually, I don't have to even feel too much proud or too much, what can you say, arrogance. Like, I have done so much good things, I have done all the, why people don't appreciate me. I don't have to feel like that, because actually, it's for my own good. It's good for the others also, but it's good for me, and actually more good for me in the long run. So it doesn't matter if people appreciate or not appreciate. It doesn't matter if people recognize or don't recognize. It doesn't matter if, people repay your kindness or not, because actually you are the one who is benefited most out of this. So when we have this understanding, and when this way of understanding becomes our way of thinking, and the more and more people's way of thinking, then you can imagine how our society will be. If there are good people and they do good things and they serve people and they do, help others, they wouldn't even feel that it's something extraordinary. They feel that's totally normal, totally the right thing for themselves, good thing for themselves. So if this way of understanding this state of mind, this attitude is developed through our own understanding, through education, through contemplation, to more and more people, the world will become a very good place, very wonderful place. The earth will become heaven. So therefore, and also if all the people doesn't become like that, but if just one person have that way of understanding, then this person will become a very good human being. And sometimes people might think that this person is very good, very kind, very helpful, but he's not been successful. That means that we don't understand what success is. We think that if somebody has gained lots of money, sometimes illegally, or sometimes black money, or sometimes through negative ways, by doing something bad to others, then he's, we think he's successful, but actually, if you look a little bit deeply, it's not successful at all. He's accumulated the causes of his own unhappiness and pain and suffering, if not in this life, in the next lives. So therefore, this understanding, if somebody who's doing lots of positive things, lots of helpful things to others, even if he or she doesn't seem to be, very successful in this life, like people think, he hasn't become a millionaire, he hasn't become, a great powerful person, he hasn't become very influential and very something like that. So he's not, but actually this person gets, satisfaction and, confidence in himself or herself, and then has accumulated their causes and conditions to have more and more well-being in the future. So therefore, actually he or she is much more successful, in the long run. This is the idea, this is the understanding. Then 130 is the need for lengthy explanation. Childish beings look out for themselves. Buddhas labor for the good of others. See the difference that divides them. You don't need to look very far, and there's no need to have very long explanations. The samsaric beings are always just doing something for themselves, running after my own something achievement, my own good, and get rid of my own problems, and then they, the whole life and after and life after after, they are always running after what I want, what I need, for my own good, and then after so many lifetimes of doing that, we are still same samsaric being going through the same samsaric problems. But look at the Buddhas, they did for the others. The Bodhisattvas work, and then they become enlightened, they become Buddha, they become completely free from all sufferings, and develop their wisdom and compassion, and learned how to completely find the lasting peace and happiness for themselves, and also the wisdom. They've gained the wisdom to help others. So that's the difference. And this I read in Tibetan first. 130. Monde heta chishiku shiparonga tenshino taba genji tenza ba nini chene chepar tu. So we stop here this morning. Thank you.